The city of New York never sleeps. At the bottom of Manhattan's skyscrapers, 5 unexpected machines. In this amazing sight, the Americans are stunned.
I think they're awesome.
Are they? In a few words, it brings excitement to the city, and with all the tourism, they say this is the happening spot.
If I could get on, I would get on and I would not come back.
Going? It's Saturday for the transatlantic between New York and Brest. The fleet includes Messenden Oman sail skipped by Sidney Gavinier, Race for Water skipped by Steve Ravussin, Group Edmond Rothschild skipped by Sébastien Josse, Spindrift Racing skipped by Yann Guichard, and Foncia skipped by Michel Desjoyaux. The 5 MOD-70s are itching to go. So are their skippers. We've been preparing for this MOD-70 first race for about a year now. It is the first offshore race for us, and we are itching to go as the weather is looking great. We should be there in record time, so it's gonna be full speed. See you tomorrow for the start of the race. New York, July 7th. 11 a.m., the start of the Krys Ocean Race in the Hudson River, 5 MOD-70s. The boats are lining up. The start is about to happen. The pressure is rising. Spindrift Racing is leading the charge to the start line. They've been working on this project for 12 months. And today is the day. We are now seconds away from the start of this transatlantic. Race for Water, ideally placed to leeward of the fleet, is really close to the start line. We're now 5, 4, 2, 1, go. Race for Water, cross the line first, but look at Group Edmond, the Rothschilds powering in the middle of the fleet and sailing away. Meanwhile, Spindrift is in trouble. Group Edmond, the Rothschilds takes the lead. Race for Water and Foncia are chasing just behind. Group Edmond Rothschild turn around the Marinakov marks in first place, closely followed by Race for Water and Foncia. In the light southwesterly breeze of 6 to 8 knots, the boats are sailing away at 15 knots of speed. With its swirling breeze, the Hudson River plays on the nerves of the tactician. As a fine sailor, Sidney Gavinier takes the lead and flies away. Under the Résumé bridge and already 3,000 meters behind, Group Edmond Rothschild and Race for Water are neck and neck before the boat heads offshore. 5 hours after the start, the fleet has already split into 2 groups separated by 10 miles. Race for Water and Messenden are battling for the lead. Opened in late 1964 and named in honor of the French explorer, the Résumé Bridge is the Bay of New York's exit to the sea. At the end of the inshore circuit, Group Edmond Rothschild is battling with Race for Water. We had a great start. We could have done slightly better as we were not first. We then managed the sail change under the bridge quite well. We did set the Jenneker rapidly and close the gap on the leaders. It was a nice move. As they get to the open sea, the wind increased with a southwesterly wind of 20 to 25 knots, gusting 35. Propelled to the east at supersonic speeds, the competitors cover 1,000 kilometers or 620 nautical miles in 24 hours.
The sea is not too big, temperature is warm, and but it's still difficult to sleep. Now all good on Musandam. Mustang and Fard are doing great, and we just try to hang on. It's as simple as that.
During the night, Race for Water hit a submerged container, damaging the centerboard. It's fast and furious in the middle of the Atlantic.
C'est quoi le bout de que t'as dans la main?
C'est l'accélérateur! Since the start, it's pedal to the metal and record speed are falling.
Sydney got 39 record, this new record speed. Brian, he got 38, Ryan got 36, which is good.
Yes, but in the middle of the night, Messenden Oman Sail's port's foil failed. They have to slow down.
Does that make you scared or what? No, it just makes me mad that I slowed down.
It's tough, and there's water everywhere for the leaders. We're all good. It's a bit of a war out there, very noisy, but for the moment, we're okay. On board Group M on the Rothschild, Sébastien Josse manages his speed and keeps his second place. In these tough conditions, Jan Guichard and his team turn slightly to the north, just taking the lead of the fleet. Tuesday morning at 9 AM CET, the first Mode 70 crosses the virtual midpoint of the race. The average speed remains very high and huge distances are covered. With 711 miles or 1300 kilometers covered in 24 hours, Spindrift Racing is in the lead after 3 days at sea. I'll let you appreciate how 24/7 Jan Guichard and his crew press on their machine. Meanwhile, Sébastien Josse is leading the chasing pack. In this kind of weather, concentration is paramount. Thanks to the ingenuity of this new class's designers, Ryan Breimeyer tells us how they were able to interchange the foil on board Messenden Oman Air and rejoin the chase.
So, as you can see, our foil has a little bit of a funny shape this morning because, as I'm sure everyone's already heard, we broke it in the night last night, and we've taken it out of the weather side and put it in the leeward side so that we can keep sailing properly. It's a big job with 3 guys on the foil, 1 guy with a halyard, but we managed to get it in there pretty smoothly, and we're back up to more or less full speed now, which makes us very happy. We'll catch the other guys now and hopefully beat a few into Brest.
With improving weather conditions, Michel Desjoyeux's team can optimize the watch routine. Every 2 hours, the men take turns. Some go up on deck, the others try to rest inside. Such is the life of offshore sailors. Eating on board a trimaran is like preparing dinner inside a racing car launched at full speed on a chaotic track. In the cramped kitchen of the MOD 70s, Jean-Baptiste Levaillant is preparing supper. It's great. All good? You're full? Nah, it's Escoffier, he's over the moon. It's just a perfect dinner. Meanwhile, the Battle of the Atlantic is raging between the top 3 boats. The race is on between second and third place teams. Sébastien Josse and Michel Desjoyeux are neck and neck and are sailing right to the limit. Pushing a trimaran at maximum power can sometimes be risky. Only the multi-hulls have the secret of such massive acceleration. However, the leeward float can dive underwater. To avoid pitch falling, the helmsman and crew reduce power by immediately easing the sails. Keeping his eyes on the ball, Sébastien rushes on the winch handles to trim the sails back on and accelerate again. Although in the lead, Jan Guichard's enthusiasm remains contained. The route to Brest is still long and anything can happen until the fat lady sings. Suddenly, the big black bird hits a floating object. We've just hit something and the rudder came up. More fear than harm on speed drift racing. This time it's only the central rudder that took the heat. The competitors are on their way to the gate located at the Scilly Islands. They will then cross the English Channel and head for the finishing line. The boat will join the Tonnerres de Brest on Friday afternoon. Hi and welcome everybody in Brest, Brittany. Behind me, Spindrift Racing just won the Krys Ocean Race. 2:08 p.m. today in the city of Brest, drowned by the rain. Jan Guichard and his crew crossed the finish line of the Transatlantic as the winner, with a time of 117 hours and an average speed of 25 knots over the 5,500 kilometers of the route between New York and Brest. This is Jan's first offshore victory. First race and first victory in MOD 70s, and in a beautiful way. I'm really pleased. Thanks to his strong team and carrying more sail area than the others during the second night, Jan seized the opportunity to pounce. This team has a bit of everything: the youth with my brother Leo and Kevin Escoffier, and the experience with Pascal and Jean-Baptiste Le Vaillant. I think this mix helped us to keep a very high pace throughout the race, and this was probably harder for our competitors. Sailing flat out in winds blowing in excess of 38 knots, the boat is overpowered and as fast as 40 knots at times. Yeah, this I think it's you, Jean-Baptiste. I think it's you that broke the record, the 40 knots record. Yeah, it's you. Yeah, you. Well, you were wearing a helmet, so you couldn't see, but yes, it's you, I'm sure. 1 hour and 11 minutes later, Sébastien Josse takes second place. 28 minutes later, he's followed by the Professor, Michel Desjoyeuse. The competitors will remain at sea tonight and join the Tonnerres de Brest Friday afternoon. What an audience in Brest this afternoon to welcome the heroes of the Atlantic. Honor to the winner. Jan Guichard on board Speed Drift Racing is showing off by flying both hulls when his trimaran enters the channel. Amazing spectacle of these modern machines crossing their bow with a large number of traditional sailboats celebrating the official opening of the Maritime Festival, the Tonnerres de Brest. The massive Blackbird will then greet the crowd of enthusiastic fans gathered on the jetty. The winning team completes their parade of sails inside the harbour.
When you see the crew of this boat, it's quite impressing CV. It's people with 10 or 15 years of multi-hull on the boat. Ça se dit pas en anglais.
It's okay, it's okay.
It's okay.
Doing good.
So he makes the good option at the right moment. He pushed really hard in the bad condition. The thing we don't want to do with this boat, because it was the first crossing the Atlantic for some on board and also for me in multi-hull. So first is to do that, but well done to Spindrift because he make a good lesson.
Well, you know, it was a very good team on paper and they confirmed it on the water. I guess they did think about the race and prepare the game plans very carefully in every detail. Hats off to them, they deserve it. For me, all the teams are at their respective places. I'm really sorry for Race for Water though. It mustn't be fun to be out there, bailing out. Steve Ravussin from Switzerland and his team will arrive on Saturday around midday. See you tomorrow for the rest of the race.